All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome to FusionCast episode 8. I'm your host, Fusion64, along with my co-host, Rebel Blood 80. What's up, bud? How you doing?
What's happening?
Yeah, you have a good week?
I did. Did you?
Yeah. It's been a fairly slow week, but some big news today. Zelda reviews. There's been some decent rumors come out that we can talk about. So, it should be an interesting show. What do you think?
I agree, though I've been avoiding the Zelda reviews.
Okay,
Because I already know that the game's going to be
we'll
a
get
10 out of 10 for me.
we'll get to that, but so I wanted to start off. I'm on camera this week because I got some stuff to show off.
Nice.
Yes,
I am not.
you are not. No, that's all right.
Maybe in the future. For right now, I will stay off camera.
Right. So did you play any good games this week or what?
You know
Or
what? I
any
didn't play
bad
that
games?
many, so you probably want me to go first since I didn't really play that many.
Go for it. You run through your. I have a whole bunch of stuff to hit. So
Yeah, I just mainly was on my Xbox because I didn't want to sit at my desk
yeah.
because I also work at my desk. So when I clock out of work, I don't want to sit at my desk any longer.
Right.
So I played a little game called Haunted Halloween 86.
Okay. Halloween
It's
'86.
yeah, it's an 8-bit, it's a modern 8-bit game. I think it is even been produced on a Nintendo cartridge and you can play it in a Nintendo. It's
Really?
pretty cool. Yeah, it's only a couple bucks.
Oh, is it? Is it
It's
like one of those newer games that they reproduced on a Nintendo cartridge?
it's a newly made game that they reproduced on an old Nintendo cartridge, yes.
Okay.
So it's a modern game on a Nintendo cartridge, but I was playing it on Xbox. I
Oh,
think they sell it on everything.
right.
It's got to be on PC, PlayStation 5. So that was pretty cool. And I also booted up and started playing. Have you heard of Wo Long?
Yes. Wo Long.
Whoa, 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 whoa. I think I like it.
Okay.
I don't know. I haven't gotten very far in it. It's very hard.
It's a Souls-like kind of, right?
It's a Souls-like. It plays a little bit differently, but it has a parry mechanic, which is different from other parry mechanics
Okay.
that I'm used to. So, dodge button. So if you hit the button twice, you dodge instead of parry. So sometimes I'm accidentally dodging when I'm trying to parry, and other
Mm,
times I'm parrying when I'm trying to dodge. So it's taking some getting used to.
yeah.
But I like it. It looks good
Cool.
on the Xbox. I'm sure it looks good on the PlayStation and Steam as well. It's by Toei
Koei Tecmo.
Koekmo Kekmo. Yeah.
Koei Tecmo did the other one, the other right? What is the one that I'm
The
thinking of?
Neo.
Yeah. Yes. Neo and Neo 2, right?
Yeah, I think it's by that same team.
Okay.
So it's not by the Dynasty Warriors team
Right.
that I'm aware of,
Okay.
which seems to do everything else for Tecmo these days.
Right.
And it feels like that game. I don't remember that game having like a parry mechanic like this though. So
I
it
I
does feel
love the
different.
Warriors games now. Well, like the
Do you?
the ones on Switch. I do. Those are like my guilty pleasure.
Those are good games to play with your kids.
Yeah. Or by
Just mash 'em.
yourself and not have the kids play with you.
That too. Good mindless games. I always enjoyed them.
Right.
Let's see. Going further down the line here, I am going to delete this game and I'm never going to play it again, even if I get it for free. Because I actually am a part of Humble Bundle
Yeah.
monthly. They get you pay like $13 or something like that a month, and they give you a selection of PC games.
Right.
Even if it's one of those games, I'm probably not going to accept it. I hate this game so much. The Last Case of Benedict Fox. I tried to play it some
Oh,
more.
it's a Game Pass game, isn't it?
Yeah. So I
Oh
didn't even pay for
man.
this game. Thank God.
Oh man.
It's a terrible Game Pass game.
Mm.
I couldn't figure out where to go. I'm like, this is stupid. This is a waste of my time.
It's a
I,
Metroidvania, correct?
it is, but it's so poorly designed. Like the level layouts and everything like that are really bad. The story is just bad.
Oh, that's a shame.
Yeah, I had high hopes for the game, and I
Yeah,
tried it a second time, and it's garbage. I do not like it.
that sucks.
And I only got a couple more here. I'm gonna go off with what I was playing last night. Have you heard of the Pathfinder games?
Yes. I've not played them.
Yeah,
I've heard of them.
I watched a YouTube video on the newest one. It's called Pathfinder: Wrath of the Righteous.
Okay.
So I saw it was on sale for like $11 or something like that. So I picked it up, started playing it. It's pretty damn awesome. You
Nice.
probably won't like it because it's a CRPG,
Oh yeah, no, definitely not. Those make me
but
fall
anyone
asleep.
that
Because isn't that
anybody
what?
that
And
likes those,
that's what the Wasteland series is, right?
yeah,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
basically,
That Wasteland 3 put me to sleep. I'm like, okay, I can't do this.
which is unfortunate. They're such rich games generally.
Yeah,
And this game is full of features, man.
rich and
You want to create a character, you're able to create them however the hell you want.
they're
It's insane the amount of options you get.
they're rich in Z's. For me at least.
You got your Z's right here. And last two games for me. Well, I played like 30 minutes of Phantom Breaker Omnia.
Hmm.
It's a fighting game.
Okay.
It's a 2D anime fighter, just like that cross tag battle I played a couple weeks ago.
Right.
It's just another one of those. It's all right. I enjoyed it. And then I played with my buddy Dead Island 2.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that game's a lot of fun multiplayer.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like it a lot. It's not fantastic, and I can see it getting boring after a while because the gameplay does seem like it might be a little repetitive, but just tearing apart zombies. You could get these like meat slicing knives. They look like Wolverine claws, and you start slashing at a zombie's face, and you can see their flesh coming off,
Oh.
and then you can start to see like their bones and stuff like that. Like anywhere on their body, you could do it. I hit a dead zombie in the ass, and a huge chunk of its ass came out.
You playing that on PC or Xbox?
That was on Xbox too.
Okay.
And then the final game, the game that took up most of my time, I got back into Forza Horizon 5.
Okay.
I was playing the new DLC.
Oh yeah, it's a rally, right?
Yeah, I
Okay.
did not like it.
No.
It's growing on me, but there's still parts of it I really don't like.
What's the best
Like,
Forza Horizon DLC?
Best Forza Horizon DLC.
Because
That might
they did
be.
was Forza Horizon 2 Fast and Furious, or was that 3?
I remember there was a standalone game for
It was like
Fast and the Furious
standalone kind of DLC, I guess. I mean, if you want to, yeah.
yeah.
And
I
then
would
there's
say Forza Horizon 3, the original Hot Wheels one, is the best.
Okay.
I did not really care for the Hot Wheels one in Part 5.
Okay. And then there was a Lego one too, right?
Yeah, that one was. I thought I was going to like it a lot more than I actually wound up liking it.
Gotcha.
I don't know. I just couldn't get into that one too deep. Maybe the Lego cars were throwing me off racing side by side with real cars.
Yeah, probably, huh?
Yeah. But no, the new DLC for 5 is growing on me. I like it more, but there are still some major issues I don't like with it. Like, you should be able to, in any rally racing game, be able to race without a driving line because you got that navigator giving you directions, you know,
Right,
like
yeah.
medium, right turn ahead.
You can't take the
And-
driving line off in this?
No, you can. I just don't think I would be able to complete the races with just the announcer because it's not the navigator's not detailed enough.
Oh, okay.
Like he won't tell you. They'll mention like crests in the race, meaning that you got like a little hill coming up, but they won't mention like inclines or anything like that. And the direction of the curve seems off a little bit. Sometimes a medium curve really isn't a medium curve, and you could be going all out, but I slow down because it's a medium curve. Things like that.
Yeah.
And it's very showy. Like there's a lot going on during these races. There's a helicopter flying overhead and shining lights down on you and stuff like that. It's just not. I don't know. I was expecting more sim to it. And
Oh
it's-
yeah, no, you shouldn't expect sim
it's
from the
not.
Horizon series.
You're right, but it's like halfway there.
Yeah.
So they went halfway into the sim part by having the navigator and stuff like that, but they didn't go all the way, so it just felt off to me. But I've actually been enjoying it. It's a lot of fun.
Okay. Well, hopefully it catches you a little bit more.
Yeah, and if it doesn't, Forza, what is it, 8 will be out at the end of the year.
Yeah, or it's just Forza Motorsport. I don't know what they're gonna call it. So far, it's just Forza Motorsport for right now, at least.
Right. That game better not have microtransactions like 7. That was stupid.
Ooh, I feel like it's going to. At
You're
least after
probably right.
launch. After launch, they probably put them
Yeah.
in. So that's it.
That's all for me, buddy. What do you got?
Let's see. I didn't play a ton of PlayStation this week. Surprisingly, I wanted to get back into RVR, but my wife was out of town for the weekend, and that didn't work out to put a headset on and leave my kids unattended. Which they probably would have been fine, but I just didn't do it. I played a lot. I played a little bit of Street Fighter. You saw in the first video we had up here, the Street Fighter 6 beta, which, in fact, they're going to have a even bigger beta, I think, next weekend with, I think, 6 or 8 fighters. So I'm excited to check that out because the game's awesome.
Nice.
And the other thing on PlayStation you'll see coming up is I play a lot of Fortnite with my oldest son. They have this Star Wars event for May the 4th, and they put Anakin and Padme in the shop, and then they have they've had lightsabers in the game before, but this time you see a Force ghost of either Anakin, Obi-Wan, or Darth Maul. I think that's it, maybe. And they suck you into this portal and spit you out, and you have a lightsaber, and you have a Force jump, and different Force powers for whoever one you saw. There's little random icons go onto the map, and you can go over there, and they disappear after one person gets it. So it's pretty neat. Man, that game is just awesome. They do so much stuff with that game. That might be one deserted island game, really, because if you could honestly stay connected, but there's always so much stuff going on in that game, and it
Nice.
just changes up the gameplay so much. The Epic is just incredible.
What happened to the co-op where you build up against the storm version of that game?
I think it's still there, but I don't. I tried it, and it's kind of complex. But yeah, I mean, I think they mostly abandoned. I don't know if they've completely abandoned it, but their main focus, obviously, now is which has been for years, is the BR. It's hard to believe I've been playing that since day one. But I mean,
Do you put money into it?
Oh yeah, we've spent a lot of money in that game. A lot of money.
Well, thank you, sir. You know why? Because the money you spend on there allows me to get free games on my PC.
That's fine. Yeah, we spend a ton of money on there. I have the Fortnite Crew subscription, where it's $10 a month. You get the battle pass, and then you get 1,000 V-Bucks, which costs $10 basically. And then each month you get a new outfit, basically, or skin, basically.
Nice.
So it's pretty neat.
I don't think I could stick with a game long enough to keep paying for stuff like that.
This latest run, I got it maybe the beginning of the year, I think. But I mean, I took a good year to 2 years off of that game because I played it so much. I mean, it's been out since I think 2017, I think. So, and I think I came back 2 years ago, roughly, a year and a half ago, when my son got it. I finally let him play it, and so yeah. But I mean, in this past year and a half, that they've changed so much stuff about the game. They've added so many different gameplay mechanics. It's crazy. But yeah, the game's awesome. But I have spent a lot of Switch time this week. A lot of Switch time.
I can see that on the screen.
Yes, yeah. You're trying to prepare.
Which Zelda is that?
This is Link's Awakening on the Game Boy Color.
Okay. That's a lot further than I ever got in that game.
I think I actually beat this game when I was a kid, which is surprisingly this, and surprisingly Metroid 2: Samus Returns I beat as a kid, which is an incredible feat because that game has no map, so you have to memorize and know where you're going.
You know what? I beat it too, and the only thing I can remember about that game is how cool the ability to stick to walls to climb walls when you're in ball mode.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I remember, but I do know I beat that game on my Game Boy. And I borrowed it from a friend.
I remember at the end of that game you have to leave, you're in down below, and it's a race to get it back up top before it fills up with lava or something like that. I forget, but
that seems vaguely familiar.
I remember
the only other
people saying how like, oh, it's so hard. There's not a map, and I didn't realize that until like a few years ago. Hearing that on the internet, I'm like, damn, I beat that game as a kid, and I don't know how I did that without a map. People complain the games are just much harder, and we were just used to it back in the days.
You're right. Which might be why I liked Elden Ring so much.
Maybe, yeah.
There's a little bit of nostalgia there with the difficulty of the game.
But it's funny. My youngest, my 4-year-old, is playing the remake, Link's Awakening remake, and he's like, "Oh, that looks like the game that I'm playing," and I'm like, "Yeah, kind of, yes." It's hard to explain to him what a remake is, but yeah, this game is still awesome. It's just the only problems with this is that there's only an A and B button on Game Boy, so you're constantly hitting pause to like cycle through your abilities and weapons, basically. So.
Yeah.
And I love how this game it's so goofy. It's got like Goombas, it's got a Yoshi doll in it, it's got a chain chomp. Like they've got so much. It's really wacky.
Very cool. And that's on the Switch Online
Yes,
Plus
the best subscription
bonus.
in gaming.
I agree.
And I don't only, and it's a personal thing because like that subscription, like I have a bad day fired up, and I just looking at the boxes brings back good memories.
It does. Even though when you were a kid, if you were anything like me, you probably got that game, that Nintendo cartridge, and then you just chuck the box,
Yeah.
the cardboard box, which is probably worth a lot of freaking money right now.
Oh yeah.
Just chuck that cardboard box in the garbage.
Right. Yep. 100%. You just get the little shitty black case, or the Super Nintendo had those clear little bottom cases. I don't think this.
Oh yeah.
N64 didn't have any cases. It was just basically the shitty cardboard box. And if you didn't have the cardboard box, you didn't have anything to put it in.
That is the one Nintendo system I never bought.
Oh, you didn't buy a Nintendo 64?
Nope.
Oh wow.
I actually borrowed a friend's in order to play Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Gotcha. Yep, but this game is really fun. I love it. I was just trying to decide what to play, and I'm like, I'll play this, even though I have the remake, and just something about the Game Boy that I like.
Yeah, the Game Boy's cool.
I think I beat that Mario Land 2 6 golden coins, because I never beat the second one. I beat that this year. I never beat it originally.
I don't think I've ever played that one.
Because I only had the first one. And I don't even think that one's not even on there yet.
No, I was gonna say that's the only other game besides that Metroid that I beat on the Game Boy. It was the first Mario on Game Boy.
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was called, but I got it along with Tetris. Yeah, just those two games for my Game Boy.
Yeah, I think I had Tetris and then Super Mario World. And eventually I got like Metroid and I think like Ninja Turtles. Like, 'cause I remember the Cowabunga collection, it brought back a lot of memories playing through that first Ninja Turtles game.
Yeah, now you got me scratching my head what that Mario game was called.
Which one? The second one?
The first one.
It was just Super Mario Land.
Was it?
Yeah.
Where you fly a plane?
Yeah, it's Super Mario Land. And then Super Mario Land 2 6 golden coins is the one that's on NSO.
Yes. I beat Super Mario Land.
Yeah, that's the one I beat. Yeah, where you find a plane and then you're underwater too.
Yeah.
Yep. And you go through like the pyramid levels and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, that
game was
awesome. Yeah, it was. It was super awesome. Yeah, the Game Boy stuff is so cool because it's so weird. It's yeah, it's just a total departure from like the mainline console stuff, which is really awesome.
It was. It was like they got like a little bit of
Like did some
leeway
drugs or
to
something.
play.
And like yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's put some Goombas in with Zelda.
Yeah, right. Like they needed to like go back to doing stuff like that.
I think they do that from time to time, do some drugs and come up with an idea. Look at that Switch game, ARMS.
Right, yeah, totally. That game was actually pretty good. It just didn't have really a lot of content.
Yeah. Plus, that Nintendo stuff never goes on sale, and I'm not going to pay full price for that game.
Right, yeah.
But
totally.
I want to get it.
Right. I was in anticipation of Tears of the Kingdom. I went back to the Breath of the Wild, and did you ever do the Master Sword challenges?
I did some of them, I think, because I worked my way to get the Master Sword as soon as I could, because I was like, these breaking swords kind of suck.
Yeah.
Even though it like wears down and then you got to let it recharge.
Yeah.
After a while. So I think I did some of them, but not all of them. I still have yet to beat that game, actually.
That's incredible. didn't do them at the time. And then just recently, a few months ago, I beat, because there's 3 sets of challenges and they're like 15 floors or levels each. And I think a few months ago, I beat the first one. And then this past weekend, I beat the second one. And that game is just so amazing. And like those challenges are like, it's such an awesome sandbox, that game.
That game is awesome. I think of one of those dungeons. Well, they're not really dungeons in that game, but the little
The shrines?
the shrines you go
Yeah.
into. There was one where you got to like get your character, get Link to bounce up in the air, and then aim to shoot an arrow at a beacon that will unlock a door. Just like coming up with that
Right.
and
It's
not
crazy
looking it
stuff.
up was awesome.
Yeah.
That brought back childhood memories because that was our younger gaming years, man.
Right.
Doing stuff and then figuring it out on your own always feels good.
Yep. So like yeah, the second set of challenges, I think like half of the levels had like lightning, so like you couldn't use any like metal weapons or metal shields. And like you start off with no and you start off with no like weapons, no armor or anything. So all lightning is just constantly going down, and like they've got metal weapons scattered throughout the levels. So like if you
Haunting you?
if you're haunting you, but also if you get too close to them, lightning strikes them because they're just chilling there. So you got to pay attention to where you're going. It's best to just kind of like pick them up and leave them in your inventory. And then you get like midway through it, and then it switches to like the fire levels to where all your wooden weapons are catching fire. So you got to use metal weapons. And then I got to so that there's beginners, middle, and then like the final challenges. I got to the final challenges, and I think I was on like the last level and died. I was upset. My kid was up my ass like wanting to play the Switch, and I'm like, no, dude, leave me alone. And
Get your own
he's like,
Switch.
but yeah, he does. Yeah, he's got his own. But then I want to play Smash Brothers, and I'm like, dude, get out of here. And I wasn't paying attention. You have to fight all the guardians on the last 15 levels, the final challenges. They're pretty difficult. And yeah, I ended up dying. I was upset.
I'm gonna have to go back and try to beat that. I think I mentioned on the one of the previous podcasts why I never beat that. It's because I bought it on the Wii U, made it like halfway through the game, and then I got a Switch, and then I had to start from scratch.
Right. Yeah. And then the last thing I played really was Splatoon 3. There was a Splatfest, Zelda Splatfest this weekend for the Tears of the Kingdom or whatever. I played a bunch of that. That's a fun game.
Nice.
Yeah. So
I always wanted to get into that game, but
dude, they will
never really could.
These fucking Splatoon players will rape you. I swear, dude, they're good. You'll get your ass kicked. That game's more competitive than like Call of Duty. Seriously, it can be. You think you're playing this like kids shooter? Your ass whooped by like young kids.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna stay away from it. I don't need any more of that.
Yeah, I mean, it is. It is casual. Like you can just go around and just like paint stuff. Really, you don't have to like fight guys, and you could still make a difference on your team, which that's why it's fun. But
I do wish the games had more of a single player. I know they released some DLC that had some single player component to it.
well, I mean, there's a single player in each one of them. It's like levels, stage levels. I still haven't played the single player in the third one. I beat the single player in the second one. It was good.
Is there? Because I got the second one for free with my Switch system, my original Switch.
Yeah, there's a single player campaign in it.
Huh. I'll have to download that and try it again.
It is worth checking out. Yeah, it might actually bring you have you interested in playing the multiplayer.
Might help with playing the multiplayer.
Oh yeah, because it teaches you a lot of the mechanics and stuff like that. I mean, it's nothing. It's not like a amazing. It's not a story. It's basically like levels. Get to here, kill these guys, use these mechanics. It's mostly about gameplay.
Nice. Yeah, I'll have to give that a shot. I also need to buy a bigger memory card for my Switch, though, too.
Yeah, it's funny. I was all digital. Now I'm all physical on Switch. So
I'm all digital on everything, man.
So I had some pickups this weekend.
Did you?
Yes. I went and picked up my Advance Wars 2 copy. See that? And
You haven't.
My Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope. I haven't
Is
opened
that
it
the
yet.
second one?
Yes. Yes. The first one is a very underrated game. It is awesome.
It is, and it is the only Nintendo game that goes on a very deep sale.
Well, it's because it's a Ubisoft game. That's why.
It, I was just gonna say that. I was gonna
Yes.
follow up with that.
Yeah, this one was like $30 like 2 weeks later, and I didn't buy it. And I finally bought it for like $30 on Amazon this week. I was like, why not? I was like, I'm in a Nintendo
I did like
mood.
the first one. It was cool.
Yeah,
it was very
really cool. The Donkey Kong DLC I think is better than the main game.
I own it, but I didn't play the Donkey Kong
Yeah,
DLC.
it's better than the main game. I've heard mixed reviews on this one. Like, it's still good, but whether it's better than the second one or the first one, I don't know. So I'm excited to not play that anytime soon. I have such a massive Switch backlog. It's not even funny. Not even funny.
Oh, you want to discuss massive backlogs?
And then
where do I start?
The big purchase this week.
Dun, da, da, da.
The Tears of the Kingdom Switch OLED.
Oh, dude, I saw that sitting in a Target before the game was released, and I was like, huh, if I throw this on my credit card, could I possibly sell the system and just keep the Tears of the Kingdom and be playing it early?
Because
I was pretty sure
it's not included. Yeah.
It's not.
No, it's not.
I thought it was.
No, unfortunately.
Oh, okay.
It was funny when I bought it. The lady at GameStop was like, "Oh, would you like the extended warranty for $43 on this thing?" I'm like, "I'm never opening it. Never opening it." She's like, "Okay then." And I'm like, "All right." But this could lead us into one of our topics here. Well, let's get to the I guess the Zelda reviews really quickly, because there's not much to talk about. It's sitting at like a 96. A 96 Metacritic, 97 OpenCritic.
That's about where I expected.
Yeah. I think I watched 2 reviews, only partially. The Kind of Funny review. I was at work. I was listening to it. And then...
Why do you keep listening to those people?
I don't know. For some reason, I just wanted to watch that one. I don't really listen to them that often, but I did for this game. The Skill Up.
Okay, yeah, I would watch Skill Up. I enjoy his
Skill Up
content.
has a good spoiler-free review. I mean, obviously, he has more spoilery stuff towards the end, which is clearly labeled, and he talks about it. But yeah, amazing. There was one outlet that gave it like a 6 out of 10. That was sitting at a 97 on Metacritic, and they dropped it to a 96.
Yeah, it'd probably be at like a 99 if not for the, I'm assuming, Kotaku review.
I don't think they didn't get a review copy. So it might drop even lower because they didn't get a review copy because Nintendo was pissed that they were promoting emulators and ROMs for Metroid Dread. So
yeah, which is utterly ridiculous. I fully endorse emulators and ROMs, but not on brand new games.
Right, they had like links on their fucking website to where to get these on Metroid Dread. I'm like, that's ridiculous. And then and then one of the guys from Kotaku posted. Did you see where he posted like himself in a plane, or not himself, but like a guy in a plane with like Nazi flags and stuff like that about Nintendo?
Yeah, that's why I was bringing it up, and
Yeah.
that's why I figured that automatically they're going to release a review where it's like a 1 out of 10 or something.
Right, yeah.
That site needs to go away anyways.
100%, yeah. Just like Wired, following their footsteps.
Oh, I just pulled up Metacritic. It's sitting at a 97.
Oh, is that 97 on Metacritic now?
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe they removed that review. It was like G. If you go scroll the way down, you can maybe see it. G. It's called G something. I don't know. I had never heard of the website before. But yeah, I mean, it supposedly it improves on everything. Oh, and the one video that I did watch that you could probably check out because it's not really spoilery was the Digital Foundry tech review. It's supposedly like the pre-launch patch. He said was a game changer. Like it made the game like super smooth, 30 frames basically. And I guess it uses like that AMD Fidelity FSR 1.0.
Okay, I am interested in that stuff, so I will check that out.
Yeah.
So the Jimquisition, which I used to follow and no longer do because she's an utter moron.
Yeah.
Gave it a 70. that Gamer No gave it a 60,
Yeah.
and a magazine called Slant Magazine gave it a 60.
Okay. Whatever. The dumbasses.
At least those two bottom should reviews should be taken off.
Right.
I've never heard of them. Who the hell reads Gamer No?
Right. Jimquisition.
If
gave
you do,
Breath of the Wild
say
a
something in the
72,
comment.
But Jimquisition's a fucking nut job. So,
Yes, I agree.
like, he was going on a crazy rant about the microtransactions in Resident Evil 4 that aren't even in the game. You have to click on a button to go to the store that you would never even know about them unless you went to the store.
Plus, you don't even they don't affect the game at all. It's just if you want to cheat, basically.
Right. But it's like, it's not even like they show it to you. It's like you would have to like click on PlayStation Store, then leave the game, then go there. It's like, okay, you ruin your own argument when you are this blatantly stupid about shit.
Yeah. Yeah, you were right on a lot of the EA stuff about those microtransactions.
Right, yeah, totally.
But here you're wrong.
Right, 100%. So, yeah, I'm excited for it. I guess it improves on all that stuff. Yeah, it's got the AMD. If Splatoon 3 uses the AMD FSR 1.0, basically, which is pretty neat. I mean, it makes it look a little bit better. I guess they showed some close-up stuff. And, Zelda does. Like, some of the areas do look slightly better than in Breath of the Wild. So, that's cool.
That is very cool. But that's also a sign that the system's also showing its maturity, and things probably will not get any better than this game.
No, of course not. I mean, we're going to hopefully get a new Switch next year. At least that was like kind of what they hinted at. Well, they said no new hardware this fiscal year, and Nintendo's like financial report this week. So
I'm still thinking they announce it next year.
right,
Remember, Nintendo moves at their own pace.
They're not going to announce anything this year. I don't see why they would, but
then we'll see it in 2025.
No, it'll be coming out next year. There's no way it's not coming out 2025. It's going to come out like end of next year probably, or spring next year. But
I don't know.
It better. It needs to.
Yeah, you're right.
Did you?
It better, but I don't think it will.
Did you watch any of the Asus ROG Ally stuff today?
I did not. I didn't even
Yeah,
didn't even know there was
there's reviews out for it. A lot of content creators got review units, and I think it launches next month. You can
all right, I'm going to have to check out some of those.
You can pre-order it today.
Are they fairly positive?
Yeah. I think like the only thing really is that like obviously it's just going to be like how it's supported. Obviously the Steam Deck seems a little bit more plug and play, and it's harder to control Windows 11 on with the joysticks, and like how the Steam Deck has the like the mouse things, basically the touch trackpads. But there wasn't a lot of technical videos about it, like, oh, this runs this frame rate compared to the Steam Deck, blah blah blah, and so
you probably won't see that, because if they're handing out review copies, they're not going to be able to compare the two really until launch, and then we get the people that go out and buy them themselves.
Yeah, so it's $6.99 basically.
That seems fair from what I've heard. What's in it?
What do you think about these like handhelds? Do you think that we're gonna make? Do you see like maybe next gen we get Xbox and PlayStation maybe jump on this train, or do you think they're gonna stay consoles?
I think Sony's gonna stay consoles.
Yeah,
because they tried the Vita.
I'm talking about a one device that the PlayStation 6 is a hybrid device. Do you think they like the no? Okay. I don't
think Xbox is going to do it either, but I think Xbox will do partnerships like with Asus,
like
they're doing with the Game Pass.
Yeah, they're like kind of behind this, so
I see stuff like that happen. Maybe Sony will do partnerships like that, but I don't see them. I mean, their PlayStation VR 2 is currently failing because they're not putting it out there.
Yeah, I think it's coming. It's going out into stores this month, and I think they just did an advertisement with Bella Ramsey from The Last of Us with it. So we'll see. I don't expect that to like make it sell like gangbusters, but at least you'll be able to get it in stores pretty soon.
And they also killed the Vita too soon. I think the Vita was awesome. So yeah, I don't see Sony doing anything like that. Or if they do, they won't. It won't be like a Nintendo Switch. The
Right.
heart won't be in it. It'll be as an afterthought.
Yeah, the only way you got to really do that is if that's going to be your main system, really.
Yeah, if these Asus ROGs take off and suddenly they're selling Game Pass like crazy,
Yeah.
then Sony's going to want to compete in that market, I bet.
Right. That's what I'm thinking. But I mean, we're 3 years in. They're already working on next gen hardware, so
Yeah,
might
it's going to be
too
a
late.
system.
Yeah.
Hopefully, it doesn't look like a vagina.
I would just love if they all went to these because obviously one of them doesn't want to go this route because then they're going to be like it's not as powerful and yada 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 and it's going to be at a disadvantage. Wish they both would make a pact that would be like, okay, we're going to go compete in this market and that's what our system's going to be. Because I like the idea of the hybrid
device. I would be down for companion devices.
Yeah.
Like if I was able to access my entire Xbox library and this is a Asus, I would want one.
Right. But how is the Xbox for Windows? I've always heard complaints about it.
It's all right for me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've never had any issues. The cloud's sometimes a little iffy.
Yeah, I'm not playing the cloud.
But that's just cloud in general.
Yeah, I'm not playing the cloud stuff.
Matter of fact, I still got to play Atomic Heart. I have that downloaded from Game Pass on my PC for the longest time now.
It was interesting. Jez Corden put out, do you know who he is from Windows Central?
No.
So he's like he's the huge Xbox media fanboy, and he put out an article saying how like Microsoft might be pulling out of the cloud somewhat because they haven't seen as big a growth as they wanted to, and yada yada yada. I don't know if that was like a thing for the regulators or not for this deal, but it found it interesting.
That is interesting, and it could be something to.
And I just don't think
maybe change those regulators' mind.
I just don't know if cloud is ever going to really feel like it's going to take off.
Well, the infrastructure is
not there. Yeah, it's
right?
not theirs, and that's nothing. They can't control any of that.
Maybe in Japan, where amazing Wi-Fi is all over the place. Sure,
it's sure as hell not here.
No.
So I mean, it's just too hit or miss. It's not for it to take off here in the markets where they want it to. So.
And to be your main selling point is not good either.
Oh, yeah.
Like Google Stadia, that was just wrong. But
right.
Having it as like a companion thing like PlayStation and Xbox have it now is a fantastic idea. Because even Steam has that. I could leave my PC on and then remote play on my phone in my bedroom if I wanted to, or if I had a tablet.
Right.
And I could do it across Wi-Fi too. So if I go to like your house, I could pull up my Steam games and play them at your house on my phone.
Yeah.
Not that I would. That's not the best experience.
Right.
But it's got to be a companion with actually owning physical games. It can't just be this all Wi-Fi, cloud-based. That just isn't going to work.
No.
People aren't going to want that.
No.
Especially when you start looking at
it defeats the point of being
games.
a handheld. Like it defeats the point of being a handheld if you got to be connected to the internet to play stuff. Really.
Oh yeah, we go to the family cabin, and I got to before we go because we leave for a week and a couple of days usually.
Yeah.
And it's in the middle of nowhere. It's on a lake surrounded by trees. Before I go, I got to make sure that I turn on my Switch and access the games the day before we go that I want to play because the Switch only allows you access to those like Nintendo games and Nintendo 64 games
like every 30
for
days.
a week.
Is it a week?
Yeah, no, it's a week. Yeah, it's a week. Might be 2 weeks, but I think it's a week.
I thought it was like 30 days.
No, it's a lot shorter than that.
Yeah, I mean, even like the vacation houses or whatever that we will stay at, it has internet and Wi-Fi. It's just not like great Wi-Fi to where you could stream stuff on.
Right.
So, and now
I don't know, maybe it'll be there someday, but
all of this works into the next topic is that in order to get my Legend of Zelda Tears of the Kingdom Special Edition OLED, I had to make a sacrifice.
You sold your Xbox?
I did.
See, that's more reason now why you need a Windows PC.
ROG Ally.
Or that.
That's the only way I'm getting back in the Xbox ecosystem, probably. It's nothing to say. Well, it is to say about the system, but like even after last week, the Phil Spencer talk, and then like I was just thinking back to what made me love. Because I think, would you agree the 360 is one of the best systems ever?
I no,
No.
the 3DO is.
Yeah. Okay.
Hey
I mean,
man, I like the 3DO, but
the
no,
top three
seriously
or
though, yeah,
top
it
four.
is.
You know, top three or top
The
four. Probably
360
is
was better than
amazing.
the PS3. Yeah, the
Oh yeah,
360 was
100%.
awesome.
And like what I loved about the 360 was it was like about big blockbuster event games. You had your Halos, your Gears. Then they went and got third party deals with BioShock. Remember like the first time we met at the bar, we're talking about like the E3. We're like, oh, this game Mass Effect looks awesome, or this game BioShock looks awesome, and they went out and got those games. And then they had it was a big deal that they went out and got Final Fantasy was finally coming to Xbox, Metal Gear.
Hell, those Mistwalker games that they signed
They
to be exclusive, that are still exclusive. That was a big deal.
They went and signed like the exclusive Japanese games like Blue Dragon, Lost Odyssey.
Yeah, those are the games I was just talking about. They were by Mistwalker Studios.
Yeah, and then like even like they had even this is stupid stuff, but like they had the marketing for Madden. So like Madden came up. Madden was like an Xbox game. It was huge, big event. Call of Duty, they had the map packs. They were about like it was like an event system. You had to have an Xbox. And I just feel like
they were
under Phil Spencer,
trying wild and crazy shit.
They've lost that, and like it was so annoying to hear him say like oh we can't out console Sony, and they make deals that makes it hard for us, and it's like dude, you guys like the PS2 was the best selling system of all time, and yet Xbox leadership they went out there and got these deals, and now you guys don't do these deals anymore, and now. Final Fantasy is even on Xbox now. They've lost out on that. They're losing out on franchises. Now, we had this rumor this week from Jez Corden from Windows Central, so it's not like it's an Xbox site, that he's saying he's heard that Konami is signed like a deal with like PlayStation and Metal Gear Solid, Castlevania, and well, we know Silent Hill 2 already. We know that one's a PlayStation exclusive, a timed exclusive. So like they're losing out on these other franchises, and it's like, dude, it's aggravating. So it's like, and like, so I mean, there's only so much time for me, to play games. So like, and there's a hierarchy. Like it's gonna be the PlayStation, Nintendo exclusives are gonna be like top of the priority to get to. Plus, like then like you got third parties, and then PlayStation VR 2. I mean, my Xbox just sat there. It wasn't being used. So if I was gonna have it sit there, I'm gonna have a nice Zelda special edition OLED sit there for me.
You got that sitting in the same spot that the Xbox was in, just your box.
No, yeah. And my kid was so funny because when I bought it, he's like, "Oh, we get to play it." I'm like, "No." I'm like, "It's just gonna sit there." He's like, "It's just gonna sit there. You're not gonna take it out of the box." I'm like, "No."
You gotta teach them about collector items.
The crazy person. But yeah, no, I mean,
So what
I
you're
don't
telling
like.
me
I'm not a
is-
fan of. I'm sorry, I'm not a fan of Phil Spencer. I think like people say he saved the Xbox brand, but really, I mean, maybe he's just delayed it. I know he saved it. And he's built up the first party, and I know it's going to take time, but it's just aggravating. And that seeing Redfall, and then them now hearing the rumors that they're losing out on these other games. It's like, well, why am I going to stick around? I don't have time to play it anyways. So
Xbox is.
And you're more about like the smaller AA and indie games, whereas that's not my style. Like I'll play one out of like every 10 like big indie or AA game I'll end up playing.
Like a Plague's Tale.
Yeah, that's going to be the one. And especially now, I'm glad I waited on that because now they got the 60 FPS patch. So
Yeah, I think you're onto something. I think they are being misled, but I don't think it's just Phil Spencer. I think it's the entire leadership team.
I just think, especially too, like, because they make a lot of these, still make deals with these like AA games, and I just think that whoever goes out and is like, oh, this is a great looking game, they just don't choose the good ones. I feel like, as to wherever who was doing this in the 360 era, I feel like they got all the bangers to get those deals.
Hell, look at Xbox Live Arcade.
Yeah,
that was an amazing time for those little mini micro. Yeah,
dude, they should have never got rid of that program. That program was awesome.
It was.
But I will
Their
say,
ID at Xbox kind of took it over, but it's still not the
I
same.
will say the guy who's in charge of ID at Xbox, Chris Charla, I think that guy knows like how to pick games because that's one thing I will give them is they're probably the best at picking like the better indie games
Over PlayStation, they for
over
sure are.
PlayStation. You could probably say that Nintendo is comparable with them.
No, I think Nintendo just signs whatever the hell. Because if you go on that Nintendo
They
eShop, man,
do.
there's a
They
bunch of crap on
Right.
there.
I'm not talking about the shitty mobile games. I feel like Nintendo gets a lot of the good big indie games. They were the first with Hades. They were first with Shovel Knight. They were first. They've been first with some big ones, and they do get a lot of shit. But I think that's just because like these phone publishers just publish any.
But they
shit on
don't
there.
promote them like Xbox does, though. Xbox actually puts out those ID at Xbox videos,
Yeah,
which
totally.
are
Well,
generally
they do
pretty
like
cool.
they do their like Nindies events.
Okay, yeah, they do.
So like they promote the big ones that they get. Like they were promoting the shit out of Hades. But like no, I get what you're saying. Like I would say, Xbox is one, Nintendo's probably a close two, and PlayStation's a distant third as far as
So
the
that guy
indies
should
go.
be running Xbox, is what you're saying.
I mean, he should be he should be going out and looking at other games. Maybe I don't know if that's a different skill, finding good indie games. They're finding good like AA to AAA games to sign. Like, oh, we want to partner with you. Like they didn't they're in Xbox One. They didn't find their Gears of War. Like Gears of War was massive during the 360 era. Like somebody had to see this and be like, oh, we want to sign with these guys. We want Gears of War to be an Xbox franchise, and like they didn't have that during last generation, and they haven't gotten it this generation either.
No, and those last Gears of War games were just kind of mediocre.
I thought they were really good. I'm just saying they need their next franchise
Compared
to
to
partner
Gears of War
with.
2 and 3, they weren't as good.
I liked 5. I thought 4 was very safe.
Yeah, you're right. Safe is a better word than me saying they weren't. They were mediocre. They were very. Both of them were rather safe. Even though 5 seemed to go outside the box, it still was very safe.
It was very safe. It was good though. I liked it. I thought it was the best one since 3 or 2.
5 is definitely better than 4.
Right.
But you're right, and I think
they sh-
I think you're right. I think Phil is not a good fit as leadership, but I don't think anybody else there is.
Oh,
I think it's a
100% not.
leadership
I think it's
as
a culture issue at like Microsoft, really. Like,
100%. Because
where they're like,
when you watch
you know what?
Xbox,
You've done okay
on
enough for 10 years. Let's just keep you around. It's better than just firing you. Or we don't want to fire you. Or like, oh, hey, good job. I don't want to say anything bad.
you know what though? Phil is better than the last guy that was in charge. The guy that came out and said always online.
Right.
I forget that guy's name, but he's still not like they're building this culture that isn't really the Xbox culture that
no, because
grew to love.
I was in one of the last games I played before I packed it up and sold it was Rise. Now you didn't like Rise. I thought I liked Rise.
It grew on me actually.
But you know what? Xbox was like the manly dude bro system, and now it's not PlayStation levels, but it's more of like artsy fartsy stuff, kind of. That's not really
It's
my.
it's the hippie system almost.
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
the love and peace
Right,
system
yeah.
because you go on there and there will be little quotes on there like you always use the platinum rule, treat others as they want to be treated. And it's just like, come on, man, why are you fucking preaching to me? You're a video game console.
Right. Yeah.
Let me play Gears of War and fucking chainsaw some guy in half.
Right.
Don't tell me to love and peace.
Like it was the
Anyways.
dude bro system in that 360, and now it's just less about that.
But no system is really all that now.
No, it's not really. Yeah, that's like basically everything in general, really. But
Yeah.
it was our last bastion of hope. They hit a strong female protagonist in Gears, it was over. I'm joking. But yeah, I mean, the only way I get back into that ecosystem probably is with that if I get that our ROG Ally. But even then, it's just like that would just be another thing that I probably wouldn't play and spend $700 because I'm not playing handheld that much, even with my Switch. I mean, the only thing I have.
You could even do it with a Steam Deck though.
Yes, yeah.
You could play Game Pass on a Steam Deck.
Yeah. But then it's like, all right, well, why would I could get, it's a lot easier to do it on the ROG Ally and it's native and it's more powerful. So.
That's true too. But Steam Deck is also more plug and play.
So what do you think about if if the rumor was now that like Sony's got their PlayStation's got their showcase the week of May 25th, and the Konami is supposed to possibly be there. Konami is with some of those games, maybe Metal Gear and Silent Hill 2. Which you already discussed. I wasn't a big Silent Hill fan, so I mean I'm going to try it, but I'm a huge Metal Gear fan, so.
But it's not going to be Metal Gear.
The Metal Gear Solid 3 remake, supposedly.
It's not going to be Metal Gear, though.
Because it wouldn't be Kojima.
That's because it's not. There's no Kojima. It's not going to be Metal Gear,
well, I mean,
unless they may remake the game 1-for-1.
Well, I mean, hopefully they do and just visually change it.
I don't know, but then again, Konami's not the same company that it used to be.
No,
they're not even really a company at all anymore.
Anybody Konami's not going to make it. It's probably going to be just they're going to license it out to some other developer to remake.
Right. So
I'm hoping
you already know that the game's not going to be 1-for-1. Somebody else is going to come in and put their ideas where they think, oh, Kojima should have done it this way.
I'm hoping Blue Point has it. That'd be nice. But
don't they have their hands full with the Silent Hill though?
No. Bluebird team is doing Silent Hill, I believe.
Oh, there's too many blues.
Yeah, Blue Point is the ones that did Demon Souls remake and Shadow of the Colossus remake. They're like a remake studio.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'll try it. I just don't have high hopes for anything coming out of Konami. Even though that Dead Cells DLC was amazing. And if there's a Castlevania, they should be making it.
Well, boy, who makes that? I'm trying to think.
Who makes Dead Cells?
Yes.
It's just an indie developer. I don't remember their name off the top of my head. I could find out for you.
I forgot who makes that. I've only played it. I played it like really shortly on one of these subscription services, and I forgot.
Oh, you got a Motion Twin.
That's who
it's the only game they ever made.
Twin. Oh, Motion. Oh, that's okay.
But it's probably not going to be them.
No, probably not.
But that DLC is amazing, man. It is the most Castlevania DLC could be.
Oh, Mortal Kombat.
Without being
Mortal Kombat 1. Supposedly, that is possibly supposed to be shown and released this year, towards the end of this year. It's supposedly a reboot.
Did you like 11?
I bought it. I haven't played it yet.
Same here. I own it in two places, actually.
I didn't play 9.
9 was cool.
I loved 10.
You know what they need to do? They just need to re-release all the games.
Right. Give us another Mortal Kombat collection. I'll buy it.
Hell yeah. Even with the crappy PlayStation 2 ones on there. I'd buy that.
Oh, yeah, totally. Especially with those on there. Like I
paid money for Mortal Kombat.
I played
I played
Mortal Kombat 4. I had it for N64. The first one
I was just
like 3D.
going to say, I paid like $10 for it on Good Old Games for PC. I own Mortal Kombat 4 on PC. That game is god awful, but I would buy it again in a collection. But like the PlayStation 2 ones, what were they called? They weren't great.
They were like the single-player games, right? Yeah, with Sub-Zero and I forgot.
No, but I would play those too.
Okay.
That PS1 Sub-Zero game.
Yeah, I forgot what their subtitle of those games were.
Yeah, I don't remember either. And they're not good either. But I would buy a collection of those because
right.
It's Mortal Kombat.
Oh, I totally agree.
That PlayStation Xbox One Shaolin Monks, that game was actually pretty cool.
I didn't play that one.
It was like a beat 'em up, third person, camera followed you around and you just ran around. You could play it. It was 2-player.
Okay.
It was cool. That's all I got.
Solid. Yeah, let's see. Sharp, the LCD or TV or display manufacturer mentioned that in their earnings document that they are making an LCD screen for a new game console. I will be upset if that is Nintendo.
Why? Why would that upset you?
LCD. If they're
If they
if they're
could
if they're going
make two
back to an
tiers,
LCD and you can't go back to an OLED after an LCD, or you can't go back
you
to an
know what though?
LCD
That
after
could
an OLED.
be
That could be that.
anything though,
It
because
could be that. Could be that PlayStation freaking controller streaming thing that they could be talking about too.
yeah, but if you go on Amazon and just search portable game console, you'll get a
Yeah,
shitload of them that pop up. It could be any one of those too.
they
One of the companies off the top of my head is Abernac.
they do work with Nintendo though. They do this where Nintendo does get all their screens from them. So I mean, it could be, couldn't be. I'm just pointing that out that I will be upset. I'll be disappointed.
Yeah, no, it shouldn't be an LCD. But what if they do two tiers, like a cheaper LCD model, less power?
They're gonna do two
And
tiers.
then-
They're like, well, we launched with LCD, and then like 2 or 3 years later, they're gonna be like, oh, OLED, switch to OLED, you bastards. Give me to buy another damn Switch. Got one, two, three, four. Do I have five? 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 5 Switches in this house.
You have a Switch Lite?
2 Switch Lights.
I've only got 2 Switches.
2 Switch Lights and 3 OLEDs.
That's a lot of Switches.
There's a lot of Switches in this house. I think I'm getting 3 copies of Tears of the Kingdom, a collector's edition and 2 physicals, one for me and one for my kid.
That's a lot of Zelda.
I don't think I'm going to open the collector's edition.
What do you get with the collector's edition?
I don't know. A box, nice looking box, probably. I still have the Bayonetta 3 collector's edition unopened. That was my Switch backlog. Bayonetta 3. I only put in 15 hours in Fire Emblem Engage, so I got that special edition, and that game is awesome. I need to get back to it. I just getting distracted. The 2 games I showed, Advance Wars, Mario, Rabbids Sparks of Hope.
Where's your shelf
Chain?
full of all your games?
Astral Chain. It's behind
Astral
my camera.
Chain's cool.
It's behind my camera, so I
It
can't
should
see
be behind you like the rest of the YouTubers do.
I know, right? I don't have that.
Showing off all your collection.
Nah, my wife probably wouldn't be happy. I would just have to reorganize, move my desk, and like turn it around. So like it
You
was.
got to tell her, this is my studio.
Right? Yeah. No, I don't think she would go for that. What else do I have here? I have Fire Emblem 3 Houses, both Fire Emblem Musou games I need to get to. I still haven't beaten the Zelda. I beat the original Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition, but I didn't beat the Hyrule Warriors Breath of the Wild one.
I still got to get that one.
Which is really good. Those games are so awesome. The Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition is an awesome game.
It is. I got
It
that.
is an awesome game. You could honestly probably play that game for easily like 100 hours. I think I put like 40 hours into it.
I'm not quite that high, but I do have some hours in it.
And then the Breath of the Wild one's really good too. I just haven't. You just get distracted by other stuff.
It is, man. That's why I don't have that many completed games.
Right.
I got to start focusing on stuff.
It's hard.
I got to say, I'm only going to play this.
And then they're releasing the Tears of the Kingdom is like a freaking 100, 200 hour game. So yeah, good luck. For me at least.
And then you got stuff like this weekend. It's going to be the
Diablo beta, right?
Diablo.
Yeah.
The Diablo beta. So I got that re-downloading. So that's going to take me away from stuff.
I'm going to have to go and download that and play it for at least like an hour or 2.
Yeah, you supposedly get like cosmetic items when the game releases if you partake in it.
And just see how I feel about it. I'll probably end up getting it at some point. I don't know about at launch because like June is already that's in June. So like Street Fighter's in June. Same with Final Fantasy. So like, oh man, this summer's packed.
It is finally.
Right.
We should be happy about this.
No, I am. I want games to delay it. And I guess a good thing about Zelda is that it's gonna, at least in the Digital Foundry review, is like the guy from Digital Foundry was commenting on how like in like a year with so many damn broken games, it's crazy that this game like launches in the state that it's in.
Well, that was Resident Evil 4. That game came out and it was in a near perfect state.
Yeah.
I keep saying we got to hold these game developers accountable, not buy their games until they're fixed and dirt cheap.
Right. And it sucks, like, too. It's like it's such a double-edged sword. With I know it's a smaller developer, like Focus Home, who does A Plague's Tale. And it's like, man, I know they give you 60 frames per second mode like 6 months after, and it's like you want to support them, but then again, like if you wait 6 months, you're getting the much better game. Or at least I think.
Right.
You know.
I think it was 60 always on PC. Well,
Yes.
or unlocked actually.
Yeah, probably.
But I did see the Digital Foundry video on that Plague's Tale, and it was pretty jarring between the systems.
Really. Between
From
the
what I remember, yeah.
PC and the consoles.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean I think it was just 30 on console, and then because that game in Gotham Knights were the poster child. Everybody was not happy about it.
Wasn't there some game reviewer this week that came out and said your PC can't run PS5 games or something like that? It sounds like something Greg Miller would say.
Not that I know of.
I thought I saw something about that come across my feed. I'll have to look into that.
But yeah, there's too many broken and unfinished, unpolished games. It sucks.
Yeah. And we as consumers have the power to fix that.
We have the power, we do.
We have all the power. I mean, look at
I have the
Bud
power.
Light. Nobody's buying Bud Light, and now they're paying for it.
Right? We have the power. I have the power. You have the power.
We are the power.
You got a Rebel recommends for this week?
I didn't think too long about it, but I'm gonna go ahead and recommend that Haunted Halloween '86.
Okay.
8-bit nostalgia.
I'm gonna recommend.
Shouldn't be more than a couple bucks.
I'm gonna recommend if you're on Xbox or even PC, Rise Son of Rome at a reasonable price. It's a fun.
That
manly kind of game.
I bought it on Steam. I also have it on Xbox. That game goes down dirt cheap all the time. So whether you're on Xbox or on PC, you'll be able to find it in a couple months. If not now, I mean, it always seems to be on sale for less than $5.
I didn't think that would be
That
would be a good game to get at 60 frames per second and play.
It's a good game, definitely for under $5.
Oh hell yeah!
It grew on me. I didn't like it at first.
Right.
And you know what? Part of it was because that game was so damn dark.
Yeah.
And I was playing it on an old LCD.
Oh yeah, you know what? And they had a lot of issues with Xbox. Had a lot of issues. It felt like with when it launched with a lot of dark, crushed blacks and stuff. I feel like.
Yeah, that game was super dark.
They need to make more games like that.
They do. More games like Sunset Overdrive.
Right.
That game was fun.
All right, I got nothing else. You got anything else this week? Any other big news topics you want to talk about?
No, I think that's it.
It's a show.
We had a lot more to talk about than I thought we were going to.
We did, yeah. I'm hopefully going to in depth about Tears of the Kingdom next weekend.
And I'll give my thoughts on
Dirt Simulator.
Diablo,
yeah, there you go.
Yeah, this weekend is my dirt weekend if it doesn't rain.
Is there going to be? It's supposed to rain tomorrow. Is there going to be more in this beta, or is it the same?
I think they're allowing access to some of the other characters that they didn't give you in the other beta.
Okay, that's cool.
Like maybe the Necromancer.
Okay, solid. I'm gonna have to check it out. Maybe we'll get a PlayStation Showcase date before next podcast.
Yeah, they should be. We got that Xbox one coming up too.
Yeah,
and even if you're not an Xbox fan, it's usually around that date, right? Isn't it? It's always on a Sunday.
Yeah, Xbox and then it's Starfield.
Yeah, it should be June 11th. Even if you're not an Xbox fan, it's cool because they also will have games that will be cross-platform and stuff like that. So
yeah.
And again, I'm going to reiterate: people need to cheer on Xbox and hope they do well, because if we're stuck with just one console maker, everyone suffers then.
We are. That's why I want them to do good. They just
exactly.
They need to like fire people.
A lot of people.
And chain them to their desks and make them work harder.
Yes.
Don't you think?
But you know what? All the companies need to do that.
All of them,
all these companies
get back to the office.
Kind of have
fired.
Yeah. Or stop making bullshit games.
Yep.
Make manly games.
Products. Yeah. Meanwhile, I'll be over here playing The Last of Us
If your
3.
game doesn't have a guy with gigantic muscles and just wearing a codpiece, holding an axe, did you really make a game?
You didn't know. You didn't know. So,
That's what I thought.
all right, man. I think that's going to be a show for this week.
All right, it's been fun.
Yeah, it has been
How
fun.
about leave a like and a comment?
Like, comment, subscribe. Even if you hated the show, tell us why you hated it.
Yeah, shit on us.
Right,
No,
yeah.
don't do that. 'Cause then I have to take a shower again. I don't want to do that.
No, it's enough shift talk. All right, everyone. We have a good weekend. We'll see you guys next week, next Thursday at 9 Eastern.
Adios.
Later.